The island of Cozumel, a dazzling haven for marine life in the wild blue waters of the Caribbean Sea.
The visibility is stunning. The coral formations are absolutely amazing. It always takes my breath away.
Here is the world's second largest barrier reef, a wild hunting ground for perfect predators at the top of the oceanic food chain.
The bull sharks are very, very big animals. It reminds you just of your size in the ocean.
Humble and perfection is the only thing you see. It's perfection on the water.
A perilous journey, deep inside hundreds of kilometers of dark, mysterious underwater caves, where a single wrong turn can mean the difference between life and death.
We are far away from an exit. Minor problem can cause a fatal accident.
A secret world, once considered sacred, where only the bravest dare to venture.
It's like entering another world.
Cozumel, a lush and level island paradise, peering over the sapphire waters of the Caribbean Sea, 30 kilometers off the eastern coast of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. Situated on a bedrock of limestone, Cozumel is home to the largest reef system in the Americas, the Mesoamerican Reef. The reef is an underwater wilderness, providing a haven for dazzling arrays of coral and hundreds of species of fish. From coral-crunching parrotfish to the shy and elusive splendid toadfish. Sparkling visibility, vivid turquoise waters, and hundreds of kilometers of dark and mysterious underwater caves have made Cozumel a diver's dream. Popularized by the legendary oceanographer Jacques Cousteau in the early 1960s, the reef system on the south side of the island is now a national marine park. Coral reefs cover less than 1% of the world's oceans, and yet 1/4 of all marine creatures live on a coral reef at one time in their life. In the warm, ultramarine waters that separate Cozumel from the Yucatan Peninsula, the white, sandy bottom is stirred up by the island's apex predator, the bull shark. Thick and powerful, the bull shark cruises warm, shallow waters. This stretch of the Yucatan, near the town of Playa del Carmen, has one of the largest populations of bull sharks in the Caribbean. For 3 months each winter, females, many of them pregnant, make these warm turquoise waters their home before migrating to nearby fresh waters to give birth.
You can normally see them in the distance circling around. You get yourselves down on the bottom, you kneel down, and you wait for them to come to you. It's a very exciting experience because you can see them in the distance and they get closer and closer. Bull sharks are very, very big animals as well. It reminds you of your size in the ocean.
More than 3 meters long, weighing as much as a grizzly bear, bull sharks move slowly along the seabed. Though they may appear lethargic, bulls are capable of quick bursts of speed to grab small and agile prey, with broad and triangular teeth as heavily serrated as a hacksaw. Bull sharks are relentless predators, perfectly honed over 400 million years of evolution. In the shark's snout are small electrical sensing organs called ampullae of Lorenzini, used to detect prey such as bony fish, smaller sharks, and rays. Slight electrical fields radiated by animals swimming are felt by the shark. When an animal is in distress and floundering, it transmits a more powerful electrical signal that attracts the hungry shark. Modified hair cells embedded in the skin, called neuromasts, detect vibrations in the water, allowing the shark to decipher the direction and speed of prey, meaning the shark is able to hunt in total darkness. The bull shark has a pulverizing bite force, 8 times more powerful than a human's. Despite their terrible power and fearsome appearance, these bulls are docile around humans.
When you're diving with bull sharks, it's nice to, I guess, to get a sense of fear, but also, again, proper respect for sharks as you see them coming along. And sitting there watching them swim around, it's amazing. I love sharks, big sharks. For me, big sharks is everything. And so for me to sit with bull sharks and have them swimming by is inspiring. It really is.
You feel the first thing when you see these animals is humble and perfection. It's perfection on the water.
Commonly found in shallow coastal waters, bull sharks also turn up in unexpected places, freshwater rivers. Unlike most sharks, bulls are able to survive for long periods in both saltwater and freshwater, and have been found in both the Amazon and Mississippi rivers. Ancient creatures, sharks have evolved in saltwater oceans over hundreds of millions of years and must retain salt internally to survive. For most sharks, a freshwater habitat would be lethal. Bull sharks, however, have specially developed kidneys that recycle the salt within their bodies, allowing them to thrive in freshwater inlets. Firmly planted at the top of the oceanic food chain, adult bull sharks have no natural predators. But because they frequent coastal areas and freshwater harbors, they are at risk from pollution, loss of habitat, and fishing, caught accidentally in long lines, or killed senselessly to meet the demand for shark fin soup. Apex predators like the bull shark are an essential part of the ocean ecosystem. Big eaters, they control the population of other species. A drastic decline in the number of large sharks can have a ripple effect, allowing prey populations to bloat and upsetting the delicate balance of the oceanic food web. On this sandy ocean bottom, the bull sharks do not hunt alone. A southern stingray, almost 2 meters wide, skims the seabed in search of clams, oysters, and mussels, exposed in the sand by vigorous flaps of its wide pectoral fins. The stingray is perfectly adapted for life on the seabed. Its flattened body tends to match the shade of the ocean floor, camouflaging it from sharks and larger rays. A venomous barb near the base of the tail is capable of inflicting painful wounds on predators or on humans who accidentally step on a ray while it lies partially buried in the soft sand bottom. Waders are advised to perform the stingray shuffle, shuffling their feet rather than walking to alert the ray of approaching danger, and thereby avoiding a potentially painful stingray encounter. Two spiny lobsters hole up in a bed of coral. Antennae, longer than the rest of their entire bodies, are waved about to fend off hungry predators or simply unwanted attention. Beyond the sandy shallows, the reef at Paso del Cedral, 20 meters below the surface, helps turn a seemingly lifeless landscape into a lavish garden.
Paso de Cedral is one of my favorite dive sites on the island. The reef itself, compared to other dive sites, is a smaller reef, but it means that it's absolutely packed with life.
My personal favorite of the reefs would be Paso de Cedral. It has life like nothing else. You're not getting the big coral structures like you are further south, but there is so much life on Paso de Cedral.
Reefs like Paso del Cedral embrace about 1/4 of all marine species on the planet. Ocean currents collide with the reef, carrying up from the depths nutrients that attract a rich bounty of aquatic creatures. A hawksbill sea turtle, its shell streamlined to aid in swimming, soars through the open ocean.
But out in the distance, you see a rock that looks like it's surrounded by angelfish. You swim a little bit closer and you realize that rock is in fact a turtle feeding. And the turtle doesn't even care that you're there. You get close to him, you can hang out with him, watch him feed.
Hawksbill turtles are primarily found on coral reefs, rich with their favorite food, sea sponges. A narrow head and hawk-like beak are ideal for tearing sponges from crevices in the coral, then crushing them with powerful, toothless jaws. Some sponges are highly toxic, even lethal to other creatures. The turtle is able to absorb these dangerous toxins in its body fat without experiencing ill effects. Hawksbills are omnivores and will also feed on marine algae, sea urchins, and jellyfish. The turtle's hard shell and armored head protect it from the stinging cells of the jellyfish. Though they spend most of their lives underwater, sea turtles are air-breathing reptiles and must surface to take in oxygen. A resting sea turtle might remain submerged for hours. A turtle that uses up energy to dive for food or escape from predators must breathe more frequently. Like all turtles, the hawksbill has a wide armored shell that safeguards its vital organs. The hard casing defends the turtle from predators, such as sharks and crocodiles. But the same shell that protects the hawksbill has nearly led to its extinction. Beautifully colored, with large scale-like structures known as scutes, its shell is highly valued, used to make jewelry and other ornaments, sold as tortoiseshell. Despite its status as an endangered species, hawksbill eggs remain a delicacy, and adult turtles are killed for their meat and shells, or caught accidentally in long fishing lines. Strong paddle-shaped front flippers propel the turtle through the open ocean. Hawksbills are the descendants of reptiles that traveled the ocean more than 100 million years ago. Graceful, ancient, they are an irreplaceable link to our prehistoric past. Sea turtles have an average lifespan of about 80 years, but they are infants compared to the oldest animal in these waters, the coral reefs. Coral is a living organism, and most established coral reefs are between 5,000 and 10,000 years old. Yet around the world, these ancient reefs are under threat from pollution, destructive fishing practices, and the effects of climate change. High water temperatures cause algae to leave the coral tissue, depriving the coral of its major food source and leaving the reef susceptible to disease. The reef at Paso del Cedral supports such an abundance of marine life that it demands a closer look for one of the ocean's most shy and secretive creatures.
The cool thing with Paso de Cedral is you can find the splendid toadfish, okay? The splendid toadfish, we only have it here in Cozumel, so it's something very special. You can find him hiding out in little holes. They're very, very shy.
As a species, toadfish are far from powerful swimmers, and traveling great distances is not easy. As a result, populations of toadfish can become geographically isolated, potentially giving rise to endemic species. To spot a toadfish, divers must look for the telltale signs, lines in the sand made by the fish's beard. Like many bottom-dwelling fish, the toadfish has eyes at the top of its head to spot prey swimming above. Most life in these warm tropical waters is concentrated on the reef. French angelfish swim on their side to reduce their surface area and make it easier to move through the current. French angels are a rare breed of ocean fish, whereas most fish that mate go their separate ways. These French angels tend to stick together, feeding on the reef as a duo, and even helping each other defend their territory against other fish. A pair of gray angelfish forages on the reef. Like all angels, grays feed primarily on sponges, tearing them from the reef with small, powerful mouths. Overlapping rows of teeth cut through the hard exterior of the sponge. A thick layer of mucus, secreted by the angelfish, then coats the meal, protecting the fish's stomach from needle-like spines in the sponge, designed to deter predators. Farther down the reef, one of the ocean's most striking creatures, an electric blue queen angelfish. Though remarkably bright and colorful, queen angels are able to blend in with the reef's technicolor maze of coral. Swimming under a darkened arch in the reef, the queen angelfish emits a brilliant, iridescent glow. Rich in nutrients, the reef at Cozumel has transformed these shallow waters into a giant aquarium. Sticking close to the coral, a sponge-eating rock beauty lives up to its name. Small fins make the white-spotted filefish a slow swimmer, and it avoids the open ocean, hugging the reef on the lookout for algae and sponges. When threatened, the scrawled filefish wedges itself into crevices, erecting spines on its head and belly to lock itself into place. A honeycomb cowfish, its body encased in hard external armor that protects it from predators. Openings in the shell around the gills allow for respiration. Strong, rounded rear fins help cowfish move swiftly as they patrol the reef for marine invertebrates. Finding food on the reef is not easy. The hogfish uses its elongated pig-like snout to root around the seabed, looking for small crustaceans, which it crushes with its powerful jaws. Seeking an entirely different kind of prey is one of the most remarkable creatures on the reef, the parrotfish. Its colors, patterns, and even its gender can change repeatedly. Sex changes occur when populations are low, and either more breeding males or more breeding females are needed. The parrotfish secretes a cocoon of clear mucus to protect it from parasites like blood-sucking isopods while it sleeps. Isopods, known as the mosquitoes of the sea, are dangerous predators, sucking the blood from fish as they sleep. But perhaps the most exceptional characteristic of the parrotfish is its diet. Parrotfish feed primarily on the coral and algae that grow on the surface of the reef. Hard, beak-like teeth tear into the reef, biting off not just the coral, but its hard skeleton as well. Powerful grinding teeth in the throat crush the coral, freeing the algae-filled polyps that nourish the parrotfish. The pulverized hard coral skeletal material, ingested by the fish, passes through its digestive system and is deposited back into the ocean in clouds of fine white coral sand. One parrotfish can produce 90 kilograms of sand in a single year.
Whenever you see a parrotfish going by, leaving its trail behind it, that is the sand that will, in the end, wash up on the beach. This is part of the process that the parrotfish gives to the reef in Cozumel.
The Yucatan rainforest, part of the largest continuous expanse of tropical rainforest in Central America. Beneath this jungle floor lies one of the planet's last great wilderness frontiers, a secret subterranean world explored by only the bravest divers, the cenotes.
To dive in the cenotes, you enter in a freshwater overhead environment. It's very serene, it's very peaceful, you're close to the jungle, so you're very close to nature.
The jungle sits atop a thick bed of limestone, once part of an ancient undersea reef. Over millions of years, rainwater, made acidic by carbon dioxide in the soil, percolates down into the earth, eating away at the limestone and creating massive underground cave systems, flooded by pools of groundwater. Stretching for hundreds of kilometers, the world's longest underground water systems are found in these subterranean chambers.
Once you get inside the overhead environment, you're surrounded by darkness, you have your lamp, you have your guide, and you become at peace with yourself. You become very relaxed, and it's a very slow, very peaceful dive.
Yet few have witnessed the farthest reaches of the Yucatan's underwater galleries. Explorers who squeeze into these tight spaces and maze-like passageways take their lives into their own hands.
Cave diving, it's considered one of the most dangerous part of diving. We are far away from an exit. You need to be prepared with double tanks, double regulators, technical diving equipment. A small fail on equipment or in logistics can lead you easily to a fatal accident.
An underwater sign warns of the dangers. Hundreds of divers around the world have perished in caves like these. In the darkened depths, With the nearest exit hundreds of meters away, it is easy to become disoriented. In the submerged caves of the Yucatan, becoming lost underwater with a limited supply of oxygen can be fatal. To keep from getting lost, cave divers unspool distance lines to mark their route. Line markers point the way to the exit and safety. Daring divers were not the first to explore these underwater cathedrals. White catfish thrive in this lost, dark world. They are nighttime feeders, scouring the caverns for bottom-dwelling invertebrates. In the darkness of the caves, monumental formations hang like icicles from the ceiling. Stalactites, millions of stalactites. Dissolved limestone in the water escapes into the air and hardens as calcite. Over time, minuscule amounts of calcite build up and drip from the cave ceiling. Air currents and the flow of water help determine the shape of these wild sculptures, which can range in size from mere centimeters to the height of a two-story house. Yet each begins with a single drip. Mineral-rich water that seeps through the cave ceiling or drips off the end of stalactites creates stalagmites, which emerge like traffic cones from the cavern floor.
It's hard to believe that something so close to the shore or something in the middle of nowhere can be so amazing under the water. Some of them have air pockets that you come up in, and you're in this middle of this cave in the middle of kind of nowhere, and it's different than anything else that you have here. It's not the same kind of diving.
In the rainforest of the Yucatan Peninsula, there are no rivers and no streams. Cenotes. The flooded openings to these underwater caves were once the only source of fresh water for one of the world's great early civilizations, the Maya. The word cenote means sacred well. The Maya constructed villages around these flooded shafts, which they believed were a gateway to the gods. On Cozumel's rich and colorful reef, there is a daily battle for survival. An abundance of prey makes these waters a rich hunting ground for hungry predators. Predators like the spotted eagle ray. Three meters wide, weighing as much as a grand piano, eagles are the giants of Cozumel. Propelled by powerful flaps of its wing-like pectoral fins, the eagle ray soars through the open ocean. A long, whip-like tail, equipped with 2 to 6 venomous barbs, defends the ray against predators. Its speed and size keep it safe from even the largest shark that prowls these waters. The nurse shark.
In these areas, you've got a really good chance to come across the nurse sharks. They like to hang out under the ledges where there's a sandy bottom, so they can lie down and hide out of the current there.
Primarily nocturnal animals, nurse sharks spend their days resting and conserving precious energy. Unlike other requiem sharks, which must swim constantly to force oxygenated water over their gills, nurse sharks are able to breathe while stationary, using muscles around their mouths to pull in water that then flows over their gills. Too slow for the daytime chase, nurses prefer to hunt at night, suctioning up resting prey species through their vacuum-like windpipes. Though sluggish swimmers, nurse sharks are imposing predators, reaching lengths of 3 meters and weights of 150 kilograms, the average body mass of an NFL lineman. Powerful jaws crush the hard shells of crustaceans, which are devoured by suction, and thousands of sharp, ragged teeth. As this pair of nurse sharks slowly patrol the reef, they are joined by more fearsome hunters, barracudas. Built like a hunting knife and just as dangerous, the barracuda is a master predator. Small, razor-sharp teeth, backed by a larger set of dagger-like fangs, shred fish into small pieces for easy digestion. Long and lean, barracudas are frighteningly quick, capable of cutting through the water at speeds of up to 40 kilometers an hour in pursuit of prey. The ability to inflate and deflate its swim bladder means the barracuda is able to squeeze into small crevices in the coral to track down small reef fish. When hunting near the reef bottom, barracudas are able to change color to blend in with their surroundings and surprise unwary prey. With so many barracudas on the prowl, the schoolmaster snapper would be wise to not drop their guard. As the name suggests, schoolmasters swim in classroom-sized shoals, scouring the reef for crustaceans, such as this hermit crab, hunkered down inside the empty shell of a marine snail. Survival on the reef is a struggle, and camouflage can be a lifesaver. Rather than hiding in the sand, like the hermit, the coral crab blends in with its surroundings, managing to match both the color and texture of the coral. Farther along the reef is an even craftier master of disguise, the Caribbean reef octopus, one of the few creatures on Earth able to alter its appearance in a flash. Thousands of color-changing cells beneath the skin form patterns, colors, and shapes on the surface of the skin that match the surrounding rocks and coral.
You see them changing colors, you see them moving around and hunting. They are extremely good at camouflage. Once you find them, They stop moving, they fan themselves out, and they change their colors instantly. And it's an amazing thing to see.
During the day, the octopus hides out in coral overhangs on the reef. At night, it comes out to hunt, using a technique called tenting, spreading its webbed arms into a wide canopy used to net prey. It is an extraordinary sight, but here on the seabed, there are more unusual creatures to behold. The frogfish, equally adept at camouflage, lies in wait for passing prey.
They are excellent at camouflaging themselves. And they do not move at all. So you can be staring at one and you can hardly realize it's there.
A skilled hunter, the frogfish wiggles its rod-like dorsal spine to lure prey, which is then attacked with blinding efficiency. It may be small, but the frogfish can expand its mouth to 12 times its normal size to catch large prey with long needle-like teeth. The sea cucumber has the most remarkable defense mechanism. They actually mutilate their own bodies. When threatened, the sea cucumber will contract its muscles to expel some of its internal organs through its anus, an action that confuses and deters predators. The missing body parts are regenerated. Like all members of the species, this sea cucumber breathes by drawing oxygenated water in through the anus and then expelling it. A bearded fireworm feasts on the coral. Stretching 5 to 10 centimeters, it is one of the smaller creatures on the reef. But divers must be wary. The fireworm's bristles can penetrate the skin, injecting a powerful venom. The results can be painful and often lead to dizziness and nausea. Even smaller than the fireworm, a pipe horse, no larger than a human thumb, grips the coral with its monkey-like tail. Seahorses are not strong swimmers and can easily be carried away with the current. Amid a blizzard of marine snow, decaying organic matter falling from the waters above. From spectacular coral formations and secret subterranean worlds, to powerful apex predators and magnificent soaring giants, the shallow seas of the Yucatan Peninsula are home to a world among the reefs and one of the many wonders of the great blue wild.
In a week, you can have cave diving, shark diving, reef diving, all in the same place. Normally people travel all around the world to dive with different places, but here in different kind of diving in the same place.
For me in the Caribbean, Cozumel is my favorite diving. You've got thousands of years of history with the stalagmites and the stalactites. The Mayans believed that it was the entrance to the underworld. So it gives you an idea. It's a little bit eerie, but it's stunning to see. It's like entering another world. I've been to various different destinations, but there's always something about coming back to Cozumel and getting in the water here it always takes my breath away.